Good morning, children. So we will continue yesterday's tissues. Okay. A group of cells that have particular function is called a tissue. So again, tissues we have two types: simple tissues, complex tissues. Okay. Again, I was discussing about meristematic tissue. So these are generally called dividing tissues. So once they divide, they lose strength, and again they lose stability and become at least they divide, stop dividing. Okay, they stop dividing and they become stiff. When they become stiff, what happens to the next? Where the meristematic tissue goes? See, meristematic tissue is dividing after a particular days after their completion of the roll. What they do? That roll next pass to the tissues. I told simple permanent tissues and complex, we call complex permanent tissues. So after this, there is formation of simple permanent tissues. Okay, and one is complex permanent tissues. Okay, complex permanent tissues. So this means meristematic tissue are temporary. They are continuously dividing, and after their completion of their significant role in dividing and forming and giving particular shape and size, stiffness to the body, that process of giving or changing in shape, size and strength and stiffness of a particular plant is called differentiation. It's called differentiation. Means these will start different again. This is simple tissues. Okay, then they become complex. They have different types of again tissues where they have different what functions. Okay, now we will study one by one what are the simple permanent tissues. Okay. So you know very well leaf contain epidermis. It is the outer layer of the part of the plant, epidermal layer, outer layer. Okay. So there is a simple permanent tissue which is little inside, little deeper than that. So that we call parenchyma. Parenchyma. Okay. So we divide simple permanent tissues as simple permanent tissues as parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So mainly we have three types of simple permanent tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So parenchyma layer is just little below the layer of epidermis, where these are having intracellular spaces. They are little round in structure. They are soft in nature, and they are airy. They are again we have two in this we have two types. One is chlorenchyma and one is aerenchyma. I will tell what is this. Okay. So chlorenchyma is nothing wherever there is chlorophyll, that pigments, that structures are present in that particular area. So they are called parenchyma. Parenchyma is having intercellular space between them, and they are soft structure, and in large number they are present. Okay. And aerenchyma are present in the plants which are generally aquatic in nature. Aquatic plants contain a structure called aerenchyma where we call air, which help for them different functions in the aquatic function, means aerial, means they are able to breathe properly even though due to this cell called aerenchyma. Okay. So parenchyma we have divided into chlorichyma and aerenchyma. Okay. Coming to little inside, there are some cells called cholenchyma. Actually this one, cholenchyma. Okay. So cola, actually it is a Greek word. Cola means gel. Cola means gel-like, means these cells are very closely packed with each other, and these cholenchyma cells tissues give the stiffness, support. They give mechanical support to the plant. These cholenchyma cells will give mechanical support to the plant. Okay. Plants to the plant. Okay. And there are no air gaps. Between them there is no space, and they are elongated, mechanically strong, and they give stiffness to the plant body. Cholenchyma gel. Due to that stiffening, cholenchyma gel, they attach with all the cells and become a strong and give stiffness to the tissue. Okay. Then again, little inner part. Again, this, when we come to outer layer, there is a tissue called scleracum. Sclerum is hard. Sclerum is hard. So that hardness in nuts is there. Hardness of the outer layer of the bark is there. Okay. Hardness of the stem is there. Hardness of the root is there. So hardness, stiffness is found due to scleracum, because these all scleracum contains dead cells. But in this all case, these all are containing which is living cells. This aerenchyma, chlorenchyma, cholenchyma, parenchyma, they all contain living cells and give mechanical support to the plant body. But sclerenchyma will give stiffness, hardness to the body, and especially that nuts are there. You eat almond, which is present in the nut. Areca nut is there. Okay. So different nuts are there. They all contain hard structure because they have dead cells. Due to that have dead cells, and these dead cells make the outer layer of any part of the plant, fruit or anything very strong, thick enough, and it will be very stiff enough. Okay. This is about different types of tissues. Then coming to epidermis, I was talking about epidermis here. Epidermis is outer layer present in the plants, leaves, roots, stem tip, root tip, everywhere we have epidermis. But this epidermis has different functions in different places. For example, if you take epidermal layer of desert plants, in desert plants, the leaves are containing waxy coat. They are having waxy coat. Okay. They are what, thick in size, thick enough. Okay. So these are different. And epidermis of generally which we see leaves, they contain a small opening called stomata, which are for the exchange of gases. Okay. And even epidermis is also present in the plants which are in the water. So aquatic plants also, they have epidermal layer, outer layer and inner layer. So this main epidermal layer is very important because this is a place where photosynthesis take place, exchange of gases take place, photosynthesis take place, and through this only there is exchange of gases, means carbon dioxide is absorbed, oxygen is released. From lower layer of the plant or upper layer of the plant, the exchange of gases take place. And some of the plants are having waxy coat, thick, they are thick enough because their thickness and all, they are able to survive in water, otherwise they are not surviving in water. Okay. So these stomata are a structure which are like bean shape, which are having openings. When they open, they absorb oxygen, they absorb carbon dioxide. When they release, they open, they close, and afterwards sometimes they open and they release oxygen. So they help in exchange of gases. So epidermis plays important role. That's why I told simple permanent tissues, they are formed by the continuously division. When the meristematic tissue cell loses its stiffness, and there the plaques get the size, shape, and they start dividing into different types. So that is why we call simple permanent tissues. Okay, these are very important because outer layer is nothing, it is formed of sclerenchyma tissues. Little inner, they are formed of collenchyma, where all the completely collenchyma gives mechanical strength to the plants. Parenchyma gives internally, it will make the pigments and other things to sustain properly and work properly. In this way, these simple permanent tissues help for the proper growth of the plants. In this way, so tomorrow we will study about complex permanent tissues. Okay, I was discussing about simple permanent tissues. See, generally, simple permanent tissues are made up of same type of cells. Okay, most suppose you take I told simple permanent tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Okay, so here we have two. One is parenchyma and chlorenchyma. Okay, so there is one more. First top layer is always epidermis. Epidermis. Okay. So below the epidermis there is parenchyma, which is having nearly little more intercellular space, and where all the cells are equal in size, and they have different functions. Like one, if they have parenchyma means these are present in the plants which are of little developed, where there are air cavities are large in number, which help for their function. Chlorenchyma is where they contain chlorophyll and they help for the photosynthesis. So due to that they are called these two. And collenchyma means this gives mechanical support to the plants, and mostly higher plants and see, these are present in the tendrils also. Tendrils, sometimes the plants will bend, sometimes they will be moving here and there due to air. So that stiffness, even though they are subjected to air, wind and sunlight, they are able to control themselves, and they are able to become constant. Due to that, that's why I told they are giving mechanical support to the plant, support to the plant body. Okay. So again, these are found in most of the plants because these are living cells. They contain living cells. These also contain living cells are present in both. And here, in fibers, tendrils, where bending leaves, twigs are there. Okay, there we find collenchyma. So sclerenchyma is present in almost the plants which are tough in nature, and where we have what cork, we call cork. After some days, if the plant becomes like matured, it gets a strong outer layer which is not affected by the sunlight or wind, because it has strongly dead cells and they are completely elongated and narrow, and they are not having any single space. That's why they are mechanically strong and stiff, and they give stiffness to the plant body. Okay, then coming to epidermis. Epidermis is present in all the plants. Upper layer of the root, stem, leaves, everywhere we find epidermis. Okay, so in the case of aquatic plants, Aquatic plants, they have aerochema. What? Like air space will be there. There will be more air spaces where they are stiffness, and these actually epidermis will have a jelly-like structure which gives stiffness, which have coat over the plants, so that they are able to withstand the heat and light of the environment. Okay, aquatic plants, and even in case of roots also. So roots, epidermis of the roots are having what? What is the function of roots here? They absorb water and minerals from the soil. So due to that absorption, what happens? The roots are containing small hair-like structure. So these are also having what? Epidermal layer, and they are having cholenchyma, where they will absorb the water and minerals from the soil, and they will supply to the upper part of the plant. Okay. So epidermis in this case, and epidermis in the case of leaves. When you take the leaves, there is a structure called stomata. Okay. So generally they are having gourd cells, you can call. Okay. So first what they will do, they are able to help in exchange of gases. Okay. Exchange of gases and transpiration also. This is very important. In a plant, transpiration is very important, because so you feel cold, you feel good climate because of transpiration. Water is transpirated from the leaves through this stomata, and the stomata will present in the almost all upper layer of the leaves, where it will release the oxygen required for us. Okay, so this is about epidermal layer. Then there is a one structure called cork. See, suppose if it develops, I told you, sclerenchyma makes the plants stiff in size, thicker in size. They are long, elongated. They don't have space, interspace between them, intercellular space. Due to that, they are very closely packed, and they give stiffness, and that cork, they become. That cork is nothing, or cambium, generally called cambium or cork. So these will give mechanical support. They are very strong enough. They are presented in the upper layer, where they are supported. Plants are protected. Inner part of the plants are protected. And they avoid especially whatever the waste products are there, that is released through some parts of the plant. But almost all they will be very stronger than human beings compared to human beings, because of these supporting tissues, which are made up of same type of cells. All of these simple bone tissues are made up of similar type of cells. All the cells are similar in nature, similar in structure and function. But coming to complex permanent tissues, they are little different. What are the complex permanent tissues here? So complex permanent tissues are made up of different kind of tissues. Complex permanent tissues. Okay. So they are mainly made up of two types of tissues: xylem, phloem, and vascular tissues. So they combine form vascular bundle, vascular tissues, or vascular bundle. Okay. So function, what is the function of xylem and phloem? Let us study. So xylem is of 5 types. We call xylem fibers are there. Xylem tracheids are there. Okay. Xylem earenchyma is there. So again there are xylem. Again phloem also we have. So we have sieve cells, sieve tubes. Okay. Only 3 are there. And we have companion cells in the phloem. Okay. So these both are having different functions. See, vascular bundles are nothing, they are able to store the food. Whatever the requirements are required for the tissues or the plants, completely they are stored, and these both help in supplying. Okay. and directly they will not supply. They are having particular structure. Suppose xylem is this xylem. Okay. So xylem is having structure like this. Okay. And they have like structure. Some structure is here. And through this they have some sieve tubes. I think sieve tubes are there. Where some tubes are there. See, these xylems will carry what? Water and minerals. They supply water and minerals to the all parts of the body, and these phloem will supply food to the plants. Whatever the food is prepared in the leaves, they all carry from there, and all will supply through the sieves and sieve tubes and companion cells. And all of them are coordinating each other, because even though they are differently structured, but their function will be only one of transporting food and minerals to the upper part, and whatever the upper part water is there, that is continuously transported from upper part to lower part to upper part. This way, that helps in transpiration pull, we can say. Transpiration pull is done by the help of xylem fibers. Xylem tracheids are there, xylem eriacum is there. So these both are having a support, so that, because complex sperm tissues are different, they are made up of different type of cells. They are different, even though they are combined, they are different in structures, but combined they perform only one function. Okay, supplying water. Xylem supplies water to all parts of the body. Phloem takes the food and minerals from the plants and supplies to all parts of the body in this way. That's why from top to bottom the plant look green, because it is continuously getting equal amount of food, water and minerals for their survival and sustaining.